All right, let's watch my bout with Limardo, and then after that, I'll take care of doing an overview of my unfortunate loss in my DEs in Heidenheim. But also, right, I got to pick up the giveaway stuff, the goods, right? So we got the almond blade. Gonna ship that off to the U.S. We got this here glove. I got it signed by Loyola for you. So that's going off to Peru. And then the socks going off to the UK. But now back to the bout, right? So it's I was fencing Limardo, and this isn't a team event, obviously. So I can't take all the risks I'd like to take, or I shouldn't, right? Because I'm not fencing for myself. I went in, and then I was told, you go find 1 point, you tie it up. Obviously, if I find a clear weakness in Limardo's armor, go kill it. But otherwise, just leave it as is. So I'll just go through my thought process with that and how I was able to keep him at bay. Basically, step one, right? Make sure he's not out for blood, because then I have to fence a lot more ready. I did find that he did have to respect me. One time where he launched an attack, his tip wasn't working. So let's see what happens. But overall, yeah, it was a good bout. I managed to keep him at bay, and then like a lot of it is just push, pull, and see how he reacts. See if I can land the attack. So I hope you guys enjoy. And next giveaway, I guess we'll wait for 5,000 subs, and we'll go from there. So thank you all for watching, and I hope you enjoy this. Okay, so yeah, so we started this bout. Obviously, ideally, I would have loved to have Nick absolutely slap Lugo around, but that didn't happen, and such is life in a team bout. So here what was really important is step one, I needed to find out how much Limardo wanted to slap me around, and also I need to see if I could hold it off. And so the first minute, we kind of spend that time doing that, so we'll go over that real quick. Beyond that right here, right, so as I mentioned a lot of times, I am not fencing myself, I am fencing for the team. So I go hunting for 1 point, and then let's see what happens. So for the first minute, I really wanted to see, like, is this guy going to try to bully me? So you'll see, I'll kind of go through how I was trying to go through that process. So let's get started. Alright, so I tried to stare him down. That didn't work. Yeah, he was readier than I was. Here, as I've been using this follow blade, and they're so wonky. So they're a bit of a pain to get together sometimes. So here the bout starts, and I kind of remember this directly. So I'm just right. So I remember this. I remember this retreat specifically, and I was gonna personally. I feel like it told me a lot, because if he was really out to kill me, he would have just kept pushing, right? So I go here, and then I really just back up, and then he just kind of holds still, and then he's really like just kind of letting me push him back. Obviously, he wants to parry. He doesn't have to go look for anything. But you see, everything's kind of out of distance, so we just bounce a lot. Shout out to the other fencing shoes. I really like them, and I hope you would too. But beyond that, that review's coming soon. But see, right, so here, right, we're kind of on his territory. So I need to be, I couldn't attack quite yet. But then as he comes back in, right, he starts pushing, I back up. I want to push right away again. So we're always just, I feel like he's kind of following me in a sense. Right, so I'm keeping my tip on target, but I'm not giving him, what was very important is I'm not giving that 8 line so he can have that easily. Because on Limardo, oh man, like if right, see, even here, right, if I take one more step, that blade is going to get knocked out of my hand, my friends. So here I was already like, okay, cool. So right, I was keeping my blade really low. I didn't want to get it. I really didn't want him to just get that beat 8. Then here, I'm not gonna lie. Honestly, the being told to go come on, I was kind of ignoring that because it's like that's just not how we roll. So here I'm okay. So here's pushing me, and then I was kind of scared. Here I was like, crap, maybe he knows he's onto me. So here's like, I need to do something. So he spends a lot of time talking. He's asking who gets the black card, obviously, because free win for them, right? But here, I know I'm already kind of in his head because he wouldn't have to talk like that, right? So here, I need to get out of here. I cannot be here. So let's go. So he showed me a lot of 8. So I'm looking for 8-6. So when I see 8, I want to go as soon as I see that 6. But like it's so hard sometimes if I get in the wrong distance. So here I'm like, let's go get a double. So I'm pushing. So here I'm seeing a lot of parries. With Limardo though, parries, shows a lot of counterattacks. But see, I'm adding the intensity way higher. This was good. So over at this point, I'm like, okay, great. Worst case is like I knew I was 100% sure I could get a double if he stood there, and I was pretty sure I could get a single too. So here I was like, great. So mission 1 done. He's not gonna kill me. Mission 2 now. Let's go get some points for our team. So I'm pushing, but I'm always backing up whenever I don't feel the distance. Right? If you don't feel it, I'm just leaving. So I'm looking for that 8 so I can... Oh man, I almost got that. Right, so I was looking for that 8 as soon as he came back in. Right, but look how small that bounce was, right? He didn't actually come in, he was baiting me. Look here, right? The bounce was so small. Had it been any bigger, I 1,000,000% hit that. And if I keep going with my special move, now that this has failed, we we get out of dodge. Yeah, and then here we're good, and then so then I got out of dodge, and I know I have to do something, right, or else the clock timer is gonna run out. So I see him, he's a little nonchalant, and I'm like, this is my chance. He's still kind of pumped up. We know it's a 6 into a counter. We get a ducking double. Pretty straightforward. So nothing crazy. I'm following a very strict plan. So where I don't overcommit if I don't feel it. If I don't feel it, we leave, and then we just keep pressuring. So at this point, what's really important is that I know I kind of have the upper hand on that. Like I'm able to pressure him. He's respecting me enough to just leave and back up. So I guess that's how I know I kind of have his respect on the strip, is that he's very willing to just stand back and play his normal game. This was so scary. So I saw this. He showed me 6. He baited me. Man, that honestly, like, was this close to my foot. Like, I felt the wind on that. Like, I felt something just barely slap my foot. So I was like, all right, so this guy means business. Let's plan things a bit more. So we're pushing a bit more tip. I felt pure absence is not going to lead to anything. And then here, I need to get 1 more point to reset passivity clock. So here's my thought process here. So I'm pushing. He shows me a really big 8 here. Yeah. So I'm like, okay, that launches that. So I can go 8 onto the high. He respects that again. All right, so he's being pretty risk adverse. So now I'm getting close because I can feel when Limardo gets in the back of the strip, he likes to attack into that. Realistically, on the spot, I got him to attack from like pretty far away. But his blade's already bending, so like... So like, in the moment, I felt like I got him to attack from too far. Maybe he hit first on the arm. Maybe it's a double. Regardless, from this point, I'm not feeling like I have any free hits on him. And so I decide, fair enough. Like, right, his tip at no point, resets the passivity clock. We're good here. So overall, right, what can you say? Is this a bit of a coward's approach, like right. But like I felt like I was moving pretty well. I'm looking good in my almond equipment. Right. This was really awkward. Like they were testing spotlights up there, and it's all like for a second there, it's all I could see. So there, I was honestly keeping a bit of a fake rhythm just because I wanted him to leave me alone. But overall, job done, right? What was my plan? I would stay far. I would push, pull, push, pull. If I saw something obvious, I would take it. I would try to set a few things up. Uh, is it the best approach? I don't know. Like I really feel like I could have gone low into maybe a cart, high cart, because I could counter 2 actions. But right, obviously my team told me to just lock it down and don't bleed. So here we are, right? This is kind of how I decided to keep Limardo at bay. And I'll show you guys my D coming up next. So thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. The channel is actually growing really fast. And thank you to everyone who comes to say hi. If you have any questions, comment. Thank you.